couple of years down the road, your head doesn't hurt necessarily. It doesn't feel unpleasant, but you do recognize like a slight itch.
Okay.
You've
I
got,
have an itch on my head.
yeah, you've got just a bit, just a little,
Okay. It's an itch. I
a
would scratch the
a,
itch.
a bit of itch,
Ugh.
and you're leaving the laboratory, walking back to your car.
What the fuck, Pat? Laboratory?
Yeah, so you were doing a like a medical study for the Lanalax Corporation in exchange for
Oh
some
no.
money. They were paying you $800. And basically they just had you come in and about 15 minutes later or so, you just kind of come to walking out.
Wait, I don't recall what happened to me while I was
No.
in there.
No. You knew that going in. Like they told you, okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to come in, we're going to do the study, but you're not going to remember anything that happens. So
What
you
are they
know
gonna do they tell me what they're gonna do?
they no because they're like there's
I'm
just
not gonna consent to that, Pat.
well
I'm
because
not gonna say $800 to have something done to me, but I won't remember it.
but their
But
their
something will have been done to me.
their point is you're not going to remember us telling you. So like, why even?
Because I want to know if it's dangerous or not.
I,
Maybe there's a boundary I have with myself that I don't want to cross. I don't know what they're gonna do.
yeah, but you do know what they're going to give you, and that is $800.
There's no way I would agree to just let them do whatever they want with my body for 15 minutes and for $800 and I won't remember it. Like I don't care.
That's the thing, man. You don't care. All you care about is that cold, hard
Pat,
stack of hundreds that you are like you put it into your wallet, but they're so cold that you swear you can feel them through your fucking
they're paying me in cash.
yeah.
I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit.
Well, no. So basically, the reason that you agreed to do it is that there was a guy you recently met a another comedian whose little brother did the same study, and like he's like, yeah, I mean everything seems fine. They pay you $800. You guys
I'm
met.
not doing that.
So this is a few years down the road. They actually managed to raise the Titanic.
Oh wow. Who
Yeah.
did? Like James Cameron or somebody?
The Darden Family Restaurant Group,
Oh, okay.
and they turned it into a Red Lobster. It's the biggest Red Lobster in history.
The Titanic, the entire Titanic ship.
It's a Red Lobster. It's like a grand reopening of Red Lobster. And so, but because it's the Titanic, they'd have stuff where there's like a small theater in it. Um, there's a ballroom dancing thing going on, like a dance floor or whatever. Uh, and so they have a comedy night,
On the Titanic.
a comedy night on the Titanic, brought to you by Red Lobster.
Oh,
So you were doing a gig there, and they're the ones who kind of told you about it because you were saying like, yeah, I'm really grateful for this gig because I kind of need some money right now. This is you have gotten very into snow globes.
Pat, why the fuck? Why snow globes?
Snow globes.
Am I a 55-year-old divorcee? Like, what the
No,
fuck is?
it's
Why
just
on earth would I do this?
so you got into it because you watched a acclaimed documentary about snow globes that came out. It was directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, what's it called?
Snow on the Glass, The Story of Snow Globes, a Steven Spielberg picture.
That fucking sucks so bad.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks so bad.
So you watch it and you just from that you're like, "Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff that you didn't know about snow globes it turns out, you know."
Yeah, who fucking cares? They're relevant for 6 weeks in the whole goddamn year.
I'll tell you who cares. The fucking Academy of Motion Picture Sciences because this thing fucking sweeps the Academy Awards. I'm talking Oscars on Oscars on Oscars, baby.
Oh,
And you
did
because
no
it was
other
just a
movies come out?
no, it was just a really well it was just a very well made, a very carefully made documentary about snow globes. It's sort of like, there's certain movies that you can tell that certain care was put into making it. And this is one of them. And this was a passion project for Steven Spielberg. He turned down quite a number of very lucrative gigs to do this.
Steven Spielberg, like a snow globe guy?
Well, I mean that's part of the documentary. It's also about his journey with snow globes.
This feels like
It,
very self-serving.
so it turns out that and this is the first time he's ever revealed this. The idea for ET actually came from a snow globe when he was a child. He woke up in the middle of the night and there was just a snow globe on his desk in his room. And inside was like a creature that looked like ET. And he was going like, phone home.
So he just stole an idea from somebody.
Well, he woke up the next day and like it wasn't there.
Oh, okay. So he had a dream of ET inside of a snow globe.
That's what everyone tells him. But he swears to this day that it really happened.
Well, how the fuck is
So you
this
watch this,
sucks.
you watch a documentary and you get really into snow globes. And there's
Would
one
not do this.
there's one that you've been saving up for. Excuse me. So you have been in order to save up money for this, you have actually taken on another job. You are you're coaching a high school basketball team
Man, why? You know? Why?
because the job was available and you jumped at it. You also lately and it's been working out like the your team is pretty goddamn good because lately you've been having like these you're a basketball fan, but it's not like you're like an expert, or
Yeah.
so you thought, until you started having those dreams. You
What kind of
started
dreams?
dreams about different basketball plays. These different plays kind of they come to you in dreams. Nightmares, really. You're having nightmares about like different like really intense basketball plays and you're like they're like very revolutionary in some ways. And some of them harken back to the classics. There is a strong emphasis on fundamentals for sure, but these are like pretty incredible plays. Except at the end of the play, you know the people on the court playing it, they turn into like demons and they start chanting, a list of all your failures to you, and you're like, holy shit.
Great. In my
So
dream?
yeah, it's just a dream.
Great. What the fuck?
Or sometimes like the people who are playing basketball in these dreams, it's like in it's like an outdoor court, except, it's like thunder and lightning in the background, and the lightning's red. And you could swear the lightning screams your name as it hurtles against the black ground of the dreamscape. And so you and then like, the people playing basketball, they turn into corpses like on the court. So you've been getting these visions and you have been implementing them over at Harvey Keitel High.
Oh no.
Harvey
Oh
Keitel
no.
actually like put the money up to like start the school, you know.
Yeah.
And at the ribbing uh cutting ceremony, he was there and he was like, I'm Harvey Keitel. You know,
Jesus Christ.
you might know me as a masturbating cop, but really I love education. He hands like he was there to like cut the ribbon, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
he actually hands the ribbon or hands the scissors to this kid who his um his father actually died building Harvey Keitel High.
Fall off the roof or something, or
He was in the gym and he like they're not really sure how this happened exactly because he was somehow like hanging down from like the top of the roof, you know what I mean? Of this of the gymnasium.
like from
And
the rafters.
yeah. And he like, just let go, I guess. Fell down
He
somehow.
let go.
Well, I don't know if he let go, but he like fell, you know what I mean, to his death. And the thing that people were kind of weirded out about is that as he fell, he shouted to them, I know how we can stop the, and then his like body just like exploded on impact. So
Gross.
you're at a, so anyway, he hands the scissors to this kid whose like eyes are like shining. His like lip trembles as he looks up at Harvey Keitel, like, holy shit, he just killed.
Fatherless.
Yeah. And Harvey Keitel goes, yeah, go ahead and cut it. So the kid cuts it and everyone's like, yeah. So you are coaching the team there. There's so
What's our mascot?
um the mascot is uh it's Harvey Keitel as Mr. Whatever his color was in Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
He's not Mr. Orange. I think he's Mr. Blue, maybe.
R-
It doesn't really matter. But it's that character. And so
Okay.
it's a guy who wears a Harvey Keitel mask and like a suit. And he has a gun. And during the halftime, their halftime show is they have someone else come out wearing like a Michael Madsen mask, and they have somebody like dressed up like a cop, and his like arms are tied behind his back, and they like
Mr. White.
yeah, okay, yeah. So the first guy is dressed as Harvey Keitel as Mr. White in the acclaimed film Reservoir Dogs, and then the halftime show is they reenact that "Stuck in the Middle with You" scene. They don't have, obviously it's not a real, it's just like a bit they're doing, but like they
Yeah,
pretend like,
yeah.
but it does, they have state of the art like makeup and special effects and shit like that. So it really looks like they're going to town. Like, you know how like in the movie they don't show it happens. The camera kind of like turns away for a second as they
Yeah, yeah.
slices the guy's ear off, but there's no way to turn away at this halftime show. So you see everything. And
Oh wow.
it's very very well done. And it's very realistic. And it's also very safe. They the kids in the theater department, they work on this year round. It's like clockwork to them. It's like nothing. They could do this in their sleep at this point. But the blood looks real.
All right.
So every night you're having these nightmares, and you're as soon as you wake up, you just like write down the plays. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like words of affirmation. Sometimes you'll just wake up and you'll just write like compete, and you underline it, and you're like, I'm gonna bring this to practice.
Yeah.
So
The guys are really gonna get this.
yeah. So the team is, there's a point guard. It's this kid. He's kind of like a Muggsy Bogues type of guy where he's 5'3", but he's got fucking handles.
Explosive athlete.
He's an explosive athlete at a high school level. and he steals a lot. He's really good at
Yeah,
that. Um, they call him the mugger.
because he's always mugging people.
Yep.
He's a physical defender. Even at 5'3".
He's been called that so many times his entire life that like he's not sure what his actual given name
No,
is.
come on. Fuck you. He doesn't know his real name.
He forgets. Like it's they tell him, but like whatever. So you got that. You got the mugger. He is playing point guard. Shooting guard is so it's one of those situations. I'm trying to think of what movie that this is in, where it's clearly a girl pretending to be a boy, and everyone falls for it except you. You don't really
Oh,
say
okay.
anything, but it's
It's
like it's a thing where they're like, all right, time to hit the showers, and then the shooting guard, um, Alexis McGee, will go, oh, yeah, I'll see you guys in there. Like, like always like comes up with like excuses to not um
yeah, yeah, yeah.
change in front of them or anything like that. And there's moments where like she has very long blonde hair, but she hides it underneath like a baseball hat, But
Yeah,
sometimes like you've definitely seen the ponytail slip out. However, you know, you, no one else sees it except you.
yeah.
She puts it back up. You just look away. You just act like, it's whatever.
Just one of the guys.
Yeah. Clear. It's a girl who just wants to play. And so you got Alexis McGee there. Your small forward is this kid, Colby Banks. BANXXX.
Oh no.
Colby is so here's the deal with Colby. You know how like you don't people don't necessarily always think of like Larry Bird as being like one of the best defenders ever, but he's one of the most clutch players of all time.
Yeah,
And the thing with Colby is that unlike Larry Bird, he's definitely going to fuck up a few things. There's going to be a few things that he's going to mess up during the game and annoy you or something. Like he's a little clumsy, he's a little, he definitely he can shoot and stuff, but he's not necessarily, an incredible marksman. But if the game can be saved, if the game can go into overtime, even though it's like, oh, you guys are down by 3, he's going to find a way to make it happen. And
yeah,
if that means he's going to have to go to the line, if that means he's going to have to, um, bang in the paint with, 7'3" monsters, fuck it, he'll do it.
yeah. He's
And
game.
it's probably going to work out. A crucial steal at a stressful moment knocks back a 3 overtime. You guys end up winning. And then your power forward um, is this kid, this big, just fucking like bruiser of a kid. His name is Bruce.
Okay.
Sir is his last name,
Bruce, sir.
and he is just like, ugh, you know what I mean. And then
Bruce, sir.
yeah, he's the four
Bruce,
position.
sir.
Yeah, and then the center um, is this kid. He is like 6'10".
Big man.
Yeah, his name is his real name is Gary, but he goes
Yeah.
by Stretch. And when he walks down, at first he does kind of have a complicated relationship with his nickname because on the one hand, people say it because they love him because he is like a beloved local athlete,
Yeah.
but he remembers growing up, being almost 6 feet tall by the time he was like 10, and like he grew up definitely with a sense of being physically different from other people, and it's a thing that I'm not gonna say that he's not like traumatized from it or anything like that, but certain things do bring back the memories.
Sure, I can imagine. How could they not? Is he
The first time you met him, you went, "Whoa, hey, what's the weather like up there?"
Oh no, I
And
wouldn't.
and
Dude,
he
I
like
hate that
and
shit.
he like kind of tried to like laugh it off, but you could tell he was
Come
like,
on.
deep in thought afterward.
That sucks.
So you got Stretch as the center. His name is Gary Stretch Armstrong.
God damn it.
So things are going pretty good for your team.
Is Stretch skilled at all, or is he just a big body?
No, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. And he's adjusted to like the modern game, centers play differently than, when you and I were growing up. They're
Yeah,
shooting
yeah.
outside shots, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's all about space. It's a
It
space
is
game.
yeah. So you and the Mr. Whites are on a tear. You guys are doing like really well. And it's a thing where, you're teaching these kids, but at the end of the day, there's sometimes you go home and you think to yourself, these kids are teaching me.
Jesus Christ, Pat.
And so the only thing is that as much as you love working at Harvey Keitel High, you still are saving up for that fucking snow globe. So you realize like one day you get like a frantic phone call. Um so over the you've definitely met some other coaches of some other schools. And even though you guys are, rivals on the court, you guys become not necessarily buddies off the court, but you guys definitely like
Friendly.
yeah. And he'll there's been a few times where he's been he's been able to let you know about, a job opening or stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
helping at
It's
a
still it's
clinic.
still like
Yeah.
a brotherhood kind of thing, you know.
The
All those
first
guys talk.
yeah, the first day that you met this guy, um Randall Randall Quaid. The first time that you met him, uh he like shook your hand firmly, not enough, just enough to not hurt, but right up to it.
That's too much.
And he said to you, he looked you right in the eye and he said, Aaron, welcome to the Brotherhood of Basketball Coaches. You squeeze
Don't
back just to show him
fucking
that you're no punk. He kind of like smiles, he laughs, and you guys kind of become buds. So
man, I hate that.
you get a frantic phone call from him. And basically what's happening is he's like, Aaron, my wife, uh, Betsy, is she's going into labor like way earlier than we thought.
Oh no.
He's like, yeah, the doctor is very optimistic in the baby's recovery and everything like that. But he's like, look, I'm out of work. Like, I got to be here. And he's like, I need you to cover for me tonight. And you're
Who
like,
is this? This guy's like a different school.
yeah. So
And
what
that's
you,
probably not even allowed.
he goes, I'll give you $500.
I mean, that guy's got an assistant coach. I don't think that would be I couldn't go coach for another high school. Like there's like regulations and shit, like,
Yeah.
because
But
you're like an employee of the state and all that. Like
yeah, but this is Randall Quaid we're talking about. This
I
guy
would
has,
do it in a heartbeat for Randall Quaid, but it seems
but
like it's going to get me in trouble.
I'm saying he knows. Look, Randall Quaid knows where the bodies are buried. So
I
if
don't think I could do it and get away with it without getting in trouble.
but that's what I'm saying is he like that's what you say to him, and he goes, "Look, Aaron, don't worry, I've got this all set up." He goes, I got you covered, man. Like you're not gonna get in any trouble. These are great kids. All right, I got to get back to the birth of my child.
It's not
Thanks,
the
brother.
kids. How does he not have an assistant coach? How is there nobody else on staff who can do this?
So
I
the
work for a different fucking school.
so the assistant coaches are also
I'm not doing this, by the way.
what's the phrase, doulas, I think, where they help with at home
Oh yeah,
births.
yeah,
So all
yeah.
of the assistant coaches are helping with the premature birth of his kid.
Oh, all of his assistant coaches are going to see his wife's vagina.
Well, that's what. Well, that's part of their. That's what they.
You
That's
know,
also
but
what they do. It's their
this is
job.
like also. I don't like this at all. I'm not doing this. I'm going to get in trouble, and I'm going to lose my job at Harvey Keitel High, and I don't want that.
And you think that to yourself,
I have a snow globe to save up for
right?
Christ's sake.
And it's that snow globe that kind of tips you over. You think about that fucking snow globe and how good it will feel in your hot little hand, how
Come on.
perfectly straight it will be and level when you put it on your goddamn nightstand at home. You
I'm
look,
not
oh,
risking my job to do this.
but you do. So
I
you
wouldn't.
go,
I
you
wouldn't do that.
so you go to this high school. What you do is you put on like a fake mustache and you go to this high school. It's on the other side of town. It's like it's nowhere. It's not like I'm not gonna say it's like nearby, but it's not like super far. It's far enough away that
I would
that
assume a different identity.
yeah. And so you put on your fake mustache and you have you have fake papers that say that your name is Marvin Chamon.
Kevin Shamon,
Yeah, French Canadian.
Marvin
Yeah, French
Sham. Oh,
Canadian coach.
Shamon,
Yeah, but like it's pronounced Shimon.
Shimon,
Yeah, and so you go there,
Pat.
and honestly, these are some fucking great kids, man.
That's fine.
You
I got
go
no
there, you
problem with the
guys.
kids.
So what happens is it's the fourth quarter, right? And you have been like showing them all these new plays, and it's a thing where like they can't learn it the day of. So basically, you're just going, look, guys, I'm going to shout some stuff, like just try to be open to listening, okay? And they're like, of course, coach. And so it's like
Yes.
it's the fourth quarter. They're down by two, and they have like 10 seconds left. And you go, all right, guys, fall in. They all like come over. They all stare up at you. One of them's like, cool mustache. You're like, thanks, Sparky. So you go, you tell him, you're like, guys, look, the reason that Coach Quaid isn't here is because his wife is at home fighting for her life, frankly, and the life of her child. If we don't win, the Quaid
Come
family
on.
dies tonight. And they're
Oh
like,
God
they're like,
damn.
all the kids are like, holy shit. And they go out there, and Sparky gets the ball at the top of the key. It's like 3, 2, 1, and you yell, shoot it. And the kid like just hoists it up, and it
Yeah.
goes through the air. It arcs perfectly through the hot fucking air of that high school gym. The um the air conditioning stopped working, so like everyone is just like it's just rivers of sweat. And it goes, and then the ball swishes through that fucking basket, and everyone's like, ah! A bunch of people like actually slip on the sweat because they're like so excited
Oh
that they
God.
won.
Is that sweaty?
Yeah. So
Oh man.
so you guys end up winning. Um, you get a call from him. He's like, all right. He's like, man, thanks so much. And then he's like, he basically all you need is another like couple grand to be able to get this fucking snow globe that you want. So you end up coaching two teams at once.
I'm not doing that, Pat. I'm not coaching two teams at one time. I'm gonna get in trouble.
You're under the name Aaron Brooks, your actual name. You're coaching for the Harvey Keitel Mr. Whites, and then the other high school that you're coaching at It's called Generation High School.
Why isn't the other guy fucking coaching?
Because his wife, she's in the longest labor that anyone's ever. Like she was in it
Pat,
for several days, and then like she has to recover and stuff. You know.
I'm not taking over. I did it one time. I'm not gonna do two at once. I've
So
seen a sitcom.
what happens is you're kind of frazzled at like doing both things at once, and so you actually get on like a video chat with Randall, and he's like, I gotta tell you, Aaron. He's like, when my baby on the dais was finally born, I looked into his eyes, and something just changed. He's like, I have to be here to make sure that this kid's okay. He's like, all I need you to do is cover one more game, Aaron. Can you do it?
I don't feel comfortable continuing down this path. You're asking me to coach two different teams. This is gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna lose my fucking job if anybody finds out about this.
Yeah.
Like, I need to minimize exposure to this as much as possible.
But what's been happening also lately with your visions is that you've been getting so many visions of new basketball plays that you feel like if you don't get them out of your head, you're going to go crazy. So you
I can
actually,
write them down every goddamn day.
but you need like an outlet for them, you know?
Yeah, I already have one team.
Yeah.
I can't.
The Mr.
I don't
Whites.
feel. I don't. Yeah, I want to coach the Harvey Keitel, Mr. Whites. My allegiance is to those kids, and they deserve 100% of my basketball focus
Yeah.
as their coach.
You feel that way. And then Randall Quaid like talks you into doing just one more.
I
And
don't
you're
want to
like,
fuck.
and he's like, I'll give you, he's like, look, it's all I'm asking, Aaron. He's like, the assistants can come back after this. He
Yeah, what
goes,
the fuck are they doing?
they're helping
How
with,
long is this birth?
well, the birth was pretty long. And also it's like, there's, the recovery afterward is, it's no
Sure.
joke, you know? And
Yeah,
so,
I get that, but
and
how many women have a full fucking coaching staff's worth of doulas?
he,
I don't think.
Randall Quaid's like anything for my baby, both
Are
of
you
them.
fucking kidding me?
So,
I wouldn't do it. He's gonna cost me my fucking job, and he doesn't give a fuck about it.
yeah,
I'm not. I wouldn't do it. I would tell him you got to send in a doula, man. I can't. I can't. I can't do this anymore.
yeah.
I'm neglecting my own kids.
He goes,
Bring in a doula.
all right, Aaron, you're making a lot of sense. I'll send him in tonight. Thank you. About
I'm not showing up.
an hour later, you get a phone call, and he's like, "All the doulas are dead, Aaron."
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, a helicopter fell out of the sky because the
Then
person,
cancel the fucking game. They call the game. All these kids, their coaches are all dead.
yeah.
You want me to coach under those circumstances with a team that's not even mine?
So you say all that to him, and he's like, "All right, Aaron." He hangs up. The game is canceled. Um, they were playing against this really rich. They were going to play against this really rich high school called Stock and Bonds High School.
What?
Stock and Bonds High
Doc
School.
and Bonds High School?
It's like the richest high school in America. And
What's
if
their
they
mascot?
their mascot is like a dollar sign. And
Okay. Well,
they're
what do you think? The Stock and Bonds High what?
oh, the Stock and Bonds High Ash dollars.
Oh no.
So if they're gonna
Stock
play the
and Bonds High cash dollars?
yeah, they're gonna play the cash dollars. And if they ended up winning, then they would have won. It was like this tournament called Let's Save called it's called One Must Go. And basically it's like, if the team that loses their because of budget cuts and shit, their team gets, axed. And so
This is
so
not
they
my fault.
they end up forfeiting, and they end up losing the athletic department. And so you're kind of like, good.
It's not my fault. That's not my fucking fault.
Yeah.
My friend had a baby. Another school's athletic department shouldn't crumble because an opposing coach didn't take over.
You say that to yourself as you have
Yeah,
another sleepless night. The next day, you're
I
kind of
hate
like
this.
you're still kind of like weirded out by everything, but you go into work that day. You walk in, Stretch is standing there. He's like, "Here you go, coach." He hands you like a plate of Pop Tarts. He's like, "We made breakfast for you." They all go like, "Yeah, Coach Aaron's here." They're all like so psyched to see you,
Yeah.
and you look at them and you're like, "Fellas, tonight is the most important night of your life. It's the first round of the playoffs, and you guys are playing against." And then like your head starts itching again, and you're like, but now it's itching like really intensely, like the itching is coming from the inside of your head,
What the fuck,
and you
Pat?
go, "What's the what?"
What the fuck?
And then your head explodes as a new planet
God
bursts
damn it.
bursts out of it.
A
Uh,
planet?
yeah, so they put a planet inside your head, the Lanalax
What the
Corporation.
fuck? Are you fucking kidding me?
And they basically were like, all right, we have to create a new planet. And so they had you come in and they put a planet in your head and had to like incubate there for a while. And so then your
Are you fucking kidding me?
but it was like, yeah, you finally, when you finally had drank enough Mountain Dew for it to like activate.
I don't drink Mountain Dew.
And so the planet like ends up being like gigantic. It's kind of like has like rings around it like Saturn, and it ends
Who
up
fucking cares?
destroying the planet Earth.
Great. Good riddance. This one fucking sucked. I got fucked on this every step of the way.
But the new planet also it's hit by an asteroid and it like turns into two planets, and people start calling it the nuts of Aaron.
Jesus Christ.
Other like
People
aliens.
are calling that aliens. Yeah, the nuts of Aaron. They know my lore. That fucking sucks, Pat.
There's a planet in your head the whole time.
Yeah, cool.
It's kind of cool.
No, it's not, Pat. It killed me. It blew out of my head and fucking destroyed the earth. It's not cool. We made the playoffs.